are TikTok SHEIN hauls. They're literally videos of someone showing their often excessive clothing purchases from the fast fashion brand SHEIN. They don't really seem like anything special, right? But actually, these videos have accumulated 3.4 billion views. And beyond SHEIN, haul videos in general have accumulated 11.6 billion views. So what's the problem? Well, they might be exacerbating our overconsumption problem. You see, we're buying more clothes more than ever. In fact, the average consumer now buys 60% more clothing than they did 15 years ago. But we're not just buying more often, we're throwing it away just as fast. It's estimated that the equivalent to a rubbish truck full of clothes ends up on a landfill site every second.
So should I say hi, or does it not need a hi?
Oh, whatever you want, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rabia. I use my social media platforms to talk about slow fashion and sustainable fashion.
You talk about buying less and like consumer behavior and overconsumption. Could you elaborate on that?
Even if everybody started to shop from sustainable brands, if we continue to overconsume, then that would mean the demand for those sustainable clothing would go really high. And for them to keep up with it, they'd have to overproduce. So it would just be a cycle. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like to be actually sustainable, we have to, change the way that we buy. Even more importantly than like where we buy.
It's also no secret that fast fashion is a large contributor to overconsumption because their quick production of clothing can speed up the cycle in which an item goes in and out of trend. And no fast fashion brand is producing as big a variety of clothing at such a pace as SHEIN. Boohoo's 500 new items a week looks slow compared to the nearly 3,000 items that SHEIN produces weekly. But the thing is, overconsumption is coming at a cost to the environment and garment workers around the world. According to a study, consumption by wealthy households is responsible for the biggest human impact on the environment. In fact, the fashion industry is responsible for 10% of all greenhouse gas emissions. That's more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. The industry is also responsible for 20% of global water waste. Fast fashion items often contain polyester, and every year 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers are dumped into the ocean, the equivalent of 50 billion plastic bottles. But it's not just the environment that's suffering. I'm sure we all remember the Boohoo scandal last year, where its factories in Leicester overseas were exposed for poor working conditions. The demand for greater variety of clothing more often and at a cheaper price means that brands sometimes outsource their production overseas. And asking for lower prices and quicker turnarounds can potentially lead factories to reduce wages and increase hours for workers. Factory conditions can sometimes be dangerous, and there have been numerous reports of sexual assault and violence inflicted on the predominantly female garment workforce around the world. This August, SHEIN was exposed by Reuters for falsely stating on their website they were following labour standards when they weren't, and the brand has also been accused by designers of stealing their designs. However, a spokesperson from SHEIN told Reuters that they would add its policies around child labour as well as implement a supply chain code of conduct. Okay, back to haul videos. Haul culture is nothing new. In fact, hauls have been one of the most popular types of video on YouTube for a while. And what's usually a typical feature of these videos is the large quantities of purchases, from groceries to stationery to most commonly clothing. But watching these videos on a frequent basis could subconsciously impact our consumer behaviour because it sort of normalises the purchasing of large amounts of stuff on a regular basis. Generally, researchers found that the longer we spend on social media, the more time and money we spend shopping online. And another study found that social media influencer content can speed up decision-making processes when purchasing fast fashion, especially for younger generations. So, could these TikTok videos be making our overconsumption problem worse? Well, some link this to the pandemic. Research has found that since the COVID-19 outbreak, social media usage has increased. In fact, TikTok user growth increased by 85.3% in the US and 248.7% in Norway. As a result, TikTok has grown to become one of the most popular apps in the world, especially for those aged between 16 and 24. During this time, SHEIN grew to become the most mentioned brand on the app. And alongside this, working from home has meant that some of us have had bigger disposable incomes and we've been shopping online more. But now, SHEIN is the largest online-only fashion company in the world, with the most common purchases on their website from Gen Z consumers, mostly women, and parents with children from 1 to 15 years old. So is there a link here? Well, some believe that TikTok itself has helped to evolve haul culture beyond its YouTube origins. fueling our desire to buy more often. TikTok videos have a maximum duration of 3 minutes, which makes them a lot shorter than your typical YouTube haul video. But also, TikTok videos are generally a lot easier to make because all you need is your phone. So not only can more people make these videos, but it also means we can watch far more TikTok hauls than YouTube hauls. Plus, TikTok is based on trends, from dances to songs to transitions to the brown Amazon corset to the House of Sony Hockney dress to SHEIN hauls. I forgot to say this while I was filming the video, so I'm going to make it as a TikTok so you can pretend that this is all planned. But just like fashion trends, TikTok trends go in and out of fashion.
Another thing about these TikTok hauls is that they show these outfits once and then you never see them again. So I think another reason why people who are following these influencers buy something and then they don't wear it again is because the influencer they see it on, they see it once and then they see the next week, okay, this influencer is in love with a whole new trend or a whole new item. Feel like, okay, I bought this last week, but now she's not wearing it, so now I can't wear it either.
This Business Insider article also points out the influence of the TikTok algorithm. The For You page offers a curated feed of videos from creators that users might not already follow, which can spotlight haul videos from creators with relatively small followings. And according to Lady Fang, aka the sustainable fashion influencer in Perfect Idealist, I've seen several videos on TikTok of regular people going viral for doing massive hauls. It's almost like a rite of passage now for any aspiring influencer because they know these type of videos can get views and rank for haul related words. Trending content can give incentive for aspiring influencers to buy into them in exchange for followers and views, which is effectively free marketing for brands. But this could create a vicious cycle where influencers have to keep doing hauls in order to maintain their audience. I found this quote from the YouTuber Demi Donnelly, who summarizes really well. "I've always continued to do my hauls because it's where I started and it's what people want to see. If I go a few weeks without a haul, people just constantly comment, 'When is your next haul?' and 'When are you going to Primark?'" According to retail analyst Richard Lim, SHEIN has such a presence because its products have low prices but on trend, both in terms of design and in the social media space, which can be a good thing because it makes the brand more affordable. But on the other hand, as the Business Insider article points out, on TikTok, the biggest shopping sprees often attract the most views. As Lauren Bravo, journalist and slow fashion advocate, said, "What is terrifying is the glorification of the sheer volume. You're not even admiring it as fashion, you're just boggling at the scale of it."
There's also the concern that bigger hauls could result in people returning more items,
which isn't so great, as studies have found that online returns are more likely to be thrown away than restocked. However, Cassandra Russell, a TikTok representative, told Business Insider that TikTok is making an impact on the fashion scene as conventional style rules are being challenged by its diverse creator community. So, what do you think? Are TikTok hauls exacerbating our overconsumption problem? Okay, obviously it's just not that simple at all. Haul videos are just a tiny part of social media's influence over consumer behaviour, and something has to be said for the fact that it's just easier than ever to buy clothes. And at the same time, there has been an increase in the demands by the public for transparency from brands, as well as a number of slow fashion and sustainable influencers using TikTok and other social media sites to raise awareness. Like I always say, it's complicated.